Hi, my name is Carla MacQuarrie and I'm a Norwex independent sales consultant and also an executive vice president sales leader for the Waterworks team. And today I'm going to do a little training on the difference between mechanical and chemical cleaning. So we know that when we have customers that have tried any of our products, but especially some of our flagship products like our EnviroCloth and our window cloth, they can completely get behind it because it makes cleaning their windows and their surfaces, their mirrors, their glass top tables so much faster, so much more effective, and they get a shine like they've never had before. But what I find quite often is with our customers and sometimes even consultants, as soon as somebody gets a sniffle or a bug that's going around, they want to pull out the big guns, the disinfectant wipes. And what I'd love to do today is just share a little bit about how those products might not be doing exactly what you think that they are. The reason people are so dependent on these products is because they say right on the bottle that it's going to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. But if you take a look at the fine print, at the little star that goes below that, it will actually give you 2 stars. And the first star will tell you which viruses and bacteria that this product is actually effective against, because it's not everything. And the second star is going to tell you when used as directed. So if you turn your attention to the very fine print on the back of the bottle, that's where it starts to get interesting. The first set of instructions is going to tell you that you need to leave the surface wet with the chemical in this product between 4 and 10 minutes, depending on the product that you're using. And the reason for that is that because this is a chemical disinfection process, which means that it takes exposure of the chemical as well as contact time to actually kill the bacteria that you're trying to destroy on the surface. So first off, a lot of people when they're using these products are not actually using them as per the directions, and therefore they're not actually disinfecting their surface. If you keep reading that fine print, there's going to be even more instructions that are going to tell you that if you use these products on any kind of surfaces that come in contact with food or with children's toys or any kind of porous surfaces, that you also need to come behind after you've used this product and remove it with a clean water source. So that is the manufacturer doing their due diligence, making sure that you are aware that this toxic residue that is left behind needs to be removed so that humans are not exposed to it. When you think about children, which is often one of our subjects that we're most concerned about, their bodies are smaller, their blood volume is smaller, and so what that means is that when they're exposed to a chemical, it has a higher toxicity in their same blood volume. There's been some really great research that you should definitely check out. Most recently in Canada in 2018, there was a study in the Canadian Medical Association Journal that has actually started to make some linkages between disinfectants causing overweight or obesity in children because it's been altering the bacteria that are naturally existing in their gut. So some really interesting research being done there. Some other dangers of disinfectant wipes that they've been found to include active ingredients that can cause asthma. So that would be the chlorine, the bleach sodium hypochlorite, the quat compounds can be cancer-causing. So that's the orthophenol, and also skin sensitization. So the chlorine bleach, the pine oil, and the thymol. So as well, disinfectant chemicals also contain a class of substances that are called the quaternary ammonium compounds, or quats, and these are skin irritants, and they can also irritate your lungs, and they've been linked to not only asthma but also reproductive disorders. So obviously the overuse of antibiotic cleaners, we know that it is promoting the creation of superbugs or bacteria that are more resistant to these disinfectants. So we have a better way. And with Norwex, we don't need all of these different chemicals to kill the bacteria because we are simply able to remove them from the surface, leaving the surface free from bacteria, knowing that it's also free from any of those toxic chemicals. One scenario I think people can really relate to would be a teacher in a classroom. And a teacher might have a classroom for children, maybe a lot of sniffles and some bugs going around. So when those kids go out to recess or out to their lunch break, the teacher might grab a bottle of these disinfectant wipes and start going from desk to desk to desk. And we know that actually the surfaces are not being disinfected because they are not being left for the required contact time, typically 4 minutes. So it would take 4 minutes of of exposure of the wet chemical on each desk to actually disinfect the surface. That's not actually happening. But worse than that, we also know that rarely would the teacher also be coming behind with a clean cloth with only water and removing that toxic residue from those desks. That's where our children are sitting, they are putting their heads down on the desk, they're eating their food off the desk, they have a lot of exposure to the chemical that is there. So just that one example is really going to help illustrate to you how important it is for us to educate people on the danger of these disinfectant wipes. I know that for most people, seeing is believing. So right now, I'm going to do a little demonstration to really illustrate to you exactly how the disinfectant wipes work in comparison to the Norwex EnviroCloth. With this demonstration, I'm going to be using a product called GlowGerm. Now, GlowGerm has been around since the 60s, and it's used to teach antiseptic techniques because when it is exposed to a black light, it actually illuminates. There's a glow. So what people use it for is to show, it simulates bacteria on a surface. So they can show, for example, a child, if they wanted to teach them to wash their hands, they could put some GlowGerm on it, and then after they've washed their hands, expose it to the black light and show that maybe they didn't do as good a job of cleaning their hands as they thought. So we're going to use this demonstration to really show the comparison between a disinfectant wipe and a Norwex EnviroCloth. Okay, so for my setup, I am starting with my GlowGerm and my black light, and also I have a damp EnviroCloth that I'll be using for my demonstration. So the first thing I do is sprinkle my GlowGerm onto the whiteboard surface, and then I'll dim the lights because this is more effective with the lights dimmed. So when I expose the GlowGerm to a black light, you will see how it illuminates, how it glows with the black light. So first thing I'll do is use one of my disinfectant wipes, and I do of course recommend any kind of precautions, and you'll see what happens here when I start using my wipe is it's actually just spreading that around and creating, you can see that that basically all our simulated bacteria are still there on the surface, but they've just been spread around. Now, of course, if we did leave this for an exposure of 10 minutes or 4 to 10 minutes, then these bacteria would be dead and you'd be left with a surface full of dead bacteria. The difference with Norwex, I'm going to take my damp EnviroCloth. The difference here, when I start cleaning this surface, as you can see, it simply removes it, leaving my surface clean. The simulated bacteria is gone. Now, if I take my disinfectant wipe back and I put it back onto this clean surface, you can see what starts to happen again. That is all back onto the surface. So again, if I go back to that scenario with a teacher in a desk situation, if the teacher has gone from the first desk and there was actually bacteria on the first, and then by contrast, when I go back to my EnviroCloth, the same side, and I clean this surface again, you will see that this surface is again being left free of any kind of bacteria. And I could keep repeating this process back and forth again. I take the same cloth, I put it back on with the disinfectant wipe, and then again, here's my cloth. I'm going to take it off again with my EnviroCloth. I hope this demonstration will empower you, will make you passionate about going out and making sure that everybody in your circle of influence is aware of the dangers of these disinfectant wipes and how much more effective you can be with just an EnviroCloth and water. Have a great day.